may not know that on Wednesday nights, I join a show on Joker Voice's channel called Wednesday Night Overbooked, where we talk about WWE wrestling. Fun show, just a few of us talking about it, having a good time. We, of course, maintain a DM group on Twitter X so we can keep up to date on stuff. And the other day, my buddy Joker Voice sent a text message that said something that literally reminded me of the this week's episode of Skeleton Crew. He said, Ricochet, that's a wrestler, finally has a character. MJF, another wrestler. Decent promo expected. Decent main event. Other than that, what a colossal waste of time. Now, my response was this. Wow, that is literally my review of the latest episode of Skeleton Crew. One of the kids actually has character. Jude Law cuts a literal promo, waste of time. Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody. This was a New Year's Eve gift from Disney Lucasfilm. A episode which probably is best described as filler, and thankfully clocks in at 26 minutes, a little bit over 26 minutes of actual time.
Thank the maker.
This episode was titled Zero Friends Again, and it was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. Of course, Bryce Dallas Howard is famous for being the daughter of Ron Howard, aka Opie, aka Richie Cunningham, aka famed director of a certain Star Wars movie called Solo.
Solo lost money.
She's also famous for running in high heels when being chased by velociraptors. This is not her first Star Wars series directing. She's done some episodes of The Mandalorian, and she's not given much with this one. As I said, it's 26 minutes. Really, for me, it's split into two parts. The part with Jod and the part with the kids. So the Jod part is actually resolved rather quickly. He gets out of Tak Renaud's lair, coming out of basically like a sewer tunnel in the ground, covered with all sorts of, jewelry and gold chains and everything. And he's trying to arrange an escape, trying to get the hotel management to get his ship prepared to leave. But problem happens.
Don't move. You're not going anywhere. Oh, we've got a very special cabin in our ship, all ready for you, Silver.
Yeah, that's right. Evil pirate Steve Urkel's there to take Jod into custody because they're paying off on the bounty. Now, honestly, I thought everyone was killed when they released that acid. But, Urkel's there. That bounty hunter Pocket shows up. So that must have not been very good acid. Regardless, he's brought before Captain Brutus, our werewolf looking guy, and his sentence is pronounced for betrayal, and he's going to be spaced, aka airlocked, but he's given a chance to make a right of an appeal because this is part of the pirate code.
Right of last appeal. So says the pirate's code.
So this is where Jod does his WWE style promo. He starts off by talking about being hungry.
I'm hungry. I've been hungry since I can remember. How long have you been hungry? How long have you been left behind?
We know it's a metaphor. He's talking about being hungry for actually finding treasure, and he explains to the other pirates that he has located the treasure of At-Aten thanks to finding Tak Renaud's lair, and if they all join him, they will go to At-Aten and have riches unknown by anyone before.
They're real. And I know where they make them. I know where they make them because I heard it from Tak Renaud himself.
Of course, like any good promo, the wrestler Jod has to poke at his opponent, calling Brutus a capable first mate.
Brutus makes a very capable first mate. Stick with him, you'll get a meager reward. Come with me. I'll give you the entire Criffin galaxy.
He's able to convince the pirates, to join him, and Brutus offers him one last chance, but still says you could still get, shoved out an airlock.
If there's no treasure, you're going for a little ride.
As for the kids, as we last remembered, they hit a trap door and escaped Jod, who had turned on them. So now they're shot out basically like a trash flume or something at the bottom of the mountain where the resort is at. They can look up and see their ship, and they realize, okay, we got to get out of here. KB mentions that she saw the coordinates, so she knows how to get back to Atten. The question is, how are they going to get up there? Well, Fern, of course, Captain Fern decides they're going to climb up there.
Perfect. So now we just need to climb back to our ship. Still there, see? That's not perfect. It's impossible.
Now, this is where KB has a problem. Turns out that her augments have been decaying, corroding, and she's concerned that she's not going to be able to make the climb. There's some friction between her and Fern, and ultimately they end up, splitting into two teams. A couple, what they're called trash crabs, show up. Look like little crab creatures with metal parts on them. Wim decides, well, those guys must be locals, so they must know a way to get out of here to get up to the ship.
Saying these guys are locals. We can follow them to someone who can help.
Follow.
I don't know, I guess this is what a kid would think. Fern decides the more logical thing, as I said before, is to climb the entire mountain as two kids. So now we have the party gets split. Wim and KB go off to follow the trash crabs, and Fern and Neil climb up the giant side of a mountain, because that's what 10-year-old kids will do. Well, turns out that KB's augments are decaying pretty quick, and this is where I say, I mentioned first at the start of the video, character development, and this is character development for KB, and I'm gonna have some issues with this at the end, but basically what we learn is KB had some sort of accident, and she had these augments put in her so she could live. This kind of reminds me of, I think, Lobot, also what they did to Ming-Na Wen's character from the Book of Boba Fett. I don't remember her name, but she got killed basically. And Boba Fett, took her to a mod place and got her fixed up. So that's sort of what looks like happened to KB. KB's augments are corroding. She explains to Wim that, one of the problems she has with Fern is that Fern doesn't recognize that she can't do everything she used to do. I guess they were, really close friends before, but now Fern doesn't act like she knows that basically KB has a disability.
Ever since my accident, Fern always assumed I could do anything she could. Like I'm not different, but I am different.
Before KB's augments fail, she instructs Wim how to, fix them. He's able to put together some wires and everything, some replacement parts from the nearby droid servos, and she's right as rain.
That was close.
And then those two go off and follow the trash crabs, which leads to what appears to be a giant crab. And this thing does not look friendly and does not see the kids as friendly.
I think we're in trouble. I think we're food.
Well, that's all happening with KB and Wim. Fern and Neil are continuing to climb up, the mountain on this ladder. Neil's basically explaining, I can't do this. And it makes sense. I mean, Neil's a little elephant kid and his legs aren't as big as Fern. So this, I guess, is her realizing that, not everyone is able to do the same thing she can do. That, of course, will tie into her relationship with KB. So she ties a rope to Neil and helps him along. While this is happening, turns out, I guess, the resort has decided to get rid of the ship, and a bunch of drone ships latch onto it and start dragging it away. And this apparently is the time when Fern says, all right, now we got a chance to get our ship back. Okay, so what does the smart 10-year-old do? They decide to jump on one of the drone ships.
Get ready to jump for it!
Yeah, this is complete luck. I mean, the drone ships can't seem to fly worth a crap. Somehow they get close enough to the ladder where they're climbing up and they're able to jump on. And then Fern gets a joystick and starts driving them.
It's Wim and KB! They're over there!
That doesn't make any sense to me. Regardless, they go off and find KB and Wim, who are now being surrounded by all the very hungry crabs, and they're able to rescue them, and they all jump on one of the drones. They fly off, and of course, they crash the ship. How the kids are not like seriously injured by this, I don't know. Other than the fact, this is a kid's show, it's fiction, whatever. They should at least have some sort of injuries. They get away free of injury and find that the Onyx Cinder is about to be eaten by a giant trash compactor machine.
We gotta save our ship!
They all run onto the ship and are able to cobble together a way to get away from the trash compactor, but it doesn't quite work, and it's being munched down pretty good. The kids can't get free of the giant trash compactor, and that's when Fern remembers something that was mentioned early on at the beginning of the show, where SM-33 said, "Don't touch that button. It's the emergency hull detonation sequence."
Oh, that's the emergency hull demolition sequencer. Never, ever, ever touch that.
So yeah, I guess we got a payoff. They hit the button, and it turns out that the hull around the ship is kind of a false armor. The actual Onyx Cinder breaks free, and we see it's a actually kind of cooler looking ship. And the kids are able to escape, fly off, and probably going back to Atten. And that's it. That's the 26 minutes of this show. And like I say, this really was a filler episode. There's not much that was advanced with the plot. This is one of the problems, I think, when you have some of these short run miniseries type shows, 6 to 8 episodes. This probably did not need to be done. This probably could have been done in a way that would have taken 5 minutes in a regular episode. If throw it in, combine 2 episodes, make it 40 minutes instead of 26, that probably could have worked. But I guess they had an 8 episode requirement to fill. Like I say, there's not much here. There's not much to talk about. The show's fine. That's the thing. The show's fine. If you're a kid, you're watching it, you're probably enjoying it. It's got, like I say, the Goonies aspect to it. The kids are doing fine. Kids are fine. I mean, whatever. Jude Law has his promo. Again, could have taken a minute or two. So this is kind of a toss-away episode. Didn't need it.
Oh, great.
We're in the end run of this show. 2 episodes left. Certain to be a dynamic conclusion. Rumors that the Skeleton Crew may be showing up in Mandalorian Grogu. Have I seen some things on that? Possibly. Do I care? No, not really. This is a one-off. It's not going to be renewed for a second season. It sure better not. Questions, comments, witticisms down below. Click all those good buttons. See you guys next time.